All right, guys, your 49er reporter back with one more video. This is the prediction video as far as our win losses are concerned. So I can tell y'all right now, if you like what you see, you like what you hear, hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, go ahead and hit that bell so you get the notifications, because I'm gonna give it to you real, I'm gonna give it to you raw, and I ain't sugarcoating nothing. So we're gonna go ahead and go over our season and who we got to face and what we got to do and how we can beat these guys. I think that our first couple of games are very simple and very easy W's, but we'll go through the schedule. We'll talk about these teams, to a minimal extent because they matter not. We matter. We are the 49ers. We have 5 fucking Super Bowl championships, and we're looking for 6 to be able to go ahead and get into the class with the Patriots and with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we don't want to wait any longer. It's been years and years and years since we won a fucking championship. It's been 2 decades. So we need to go ahead and get this damn championship because we don't know who's going to wind up being, we don't know what's going to happen as far as this CBA goes. It's coming up 2020. So let's start off. Bucks, simple. I'm not going to talk too much about that. Dub, we winning that one. Bengals, simple. Not going to talk too much about that. We're running that one. Next up, we got the Steelers. That's a challenge. If we can get Nick Bosa back for this game and get him started out there and, raise some hell and make sure that defensive line brings him to terrorize, everybody else on there, I feel like that's a W. Because if we can get to Big Ben Roethlisberger, nobody's going to do anything. I mean, the only other person we have to stop is Juju Smith-Schuster and James Conner. They might have a couple of little dudes that they have as far as receivers that we may have to worry about. And yes, because of the type of system that we run as far as that 4-3 defense and that cover 3 base defense, we got a lot of holes in our system. So it makes it a little frustrating because we have to go ahead and make sure that, these guys are doing the right things and they're in the right places. And it's kind of hard to make plays on the ball. So we got to make sure that we get pressure up front with the front 4 to be able to allow our back end to be able to do their job. So the Steelers, I'm going to say if we have Bosa back and if he is starting, that's going to be a 3-0 right there. Then we go ahead and we go up against the Browns. Now, here's the thing about the Browns. Their offense is potent. We got to go up against Jarvis Landry and fucking Odell Beckham Jr. That's a bitch. And Baker's been slinging that ball. One thing we can hope for is that Baker is going to have a little bit of a sophomore slump. He's not going to know what to do with all these guys. It's going to be a hard time trying to contain all these, personalities. Everybody wanting the ball. So, honestly, against the Browns, I'm a little iffy on that one. But what I will say is I'm going to take the shot and say that I'm gonna give us an L on that one. So we'll be 3-1 at that point. I'm gonna give us an L because I just don't know. I feel like their firepower is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And we are in the dog pound. We're in Cleveland for that one, so we are not at home. Oh, just a quick mention: the first game against the Bucks, we may be at home on that one strictly due to that hurricane that possibly is hitting Florida. Pray for those people and hope that nothing happens to them. I hope nobody lose their homes. And that everything is okay and that all those people are good. There's a possibility we could play that game at home. So that's not a negative thing because we would love to be at home. But next up, we have the Rams. Now, the Rams, I'm going to go ahead and say this one is another L. So at that point, we wind up being 3-2. And the reason I say this is an L is because they'll be at home. Cooper Kupp is back. Todd Gurley is good. I think they're going to kind of try to spell him here and there. Like they're going to try to bring in another back, that can give them some help. They may even they might go get Jeff Wilson Jr. for all we know. But they need somebody to be able to go in and out with Todd Gurley because he's got that knee issue and it's a lot more serious than anybody thought. So I'm going to give us an L on that one. So we get right back instead of, right after that 2-game losing streak, unfortunately, we get right back on the gravy train, baby. We got to go ahead and play the Redskins. That's a dub. So that puts us at 4-2. Then we play the Panthers. I say we go ahead and we win that game too. That's going to put us at 5-2. Cardinals 6-2. Then we got to go against the Seahawks. Now we have not beat the Seahawks in their home in years. So That's going to be another L for us. It's unfortunate. I know everybody thinks we can just beat them and we can do whatever we want. And yes, look at our front line. We ain't beat the Hawks in that Hawks nest in years. And I don't think we're going to start right now. So that's going to be a loss. We'll beat the Cardinals again. We'll go ahead and we'll play the Packers. Now, the Packers is a question mark for me because you don't know how Aaron Rodgers is going to be doing. And, I mean, you got Devontae Adams there as far as the receivers. Anybody else, I don't really know who the hell they are. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and give us a dub on that one, you know. So, next up, we got to go ahead and we got to play the Ravens. Sucks because they went and got Earl Thomas. I would have loved to have him on the squad. But it is what it is. As far as the Ravens go, I say that's a hard one to predict, man. It really is because you got Lamar Jackson that can get out there and run. They went ahead and picked up Mark Ingram, you know, but they did lose some key pieces on defense. So, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to give us a dub on the Ravens. We win that one. Now, the Saints, I'm not even going to really try to debate that too much. Unfortunately, I'm going to take an L on that one. Falcons, that's a dub. We win that. Now, the Rams, we should be able to go ahead and win that game. That we at home versus the Rams, we should be able to beat them, you know. And then basically, when it comes down to the Seahawks, okay, I'm sorry, I messed up. The Seahawks, the first game we played them, that's a dub. The last game of the season, we lose that one because we wind up having to deal with them in their home. So last game of the season, we played them at home. So it's very simple. As far as our division is concerned, we'll split with the Rams. We'll split with the Seahawks. We'll go ahead and, 2-0 the Cardinals. So basically, as far as the season goes, I'm going to say this. We got 10-6, 11-5 at best. That's my prediction. That's just what I'm going with, just based off of the teams that we play and the strength of schedule, and the guys that I'm looking at. The teams that the only teams we really gonna have any kind of issue with, the Seahawks in their house. I always have issues with them in their house. I think the Cardinals are the only team, and possibly the Rams are the only teams to go into their house and beat them in their house in a few years. To be honest with you, the other guys that we have to worry about, I'd say Steelers, definitely. You got to be careful. Big Ben can still sling the ball. It doesn't matter who's out there catching it. He's been interchangeable with receivers for a while. Got to worry about the Browns just because of the offensive firepower that they have. The defense starting to look a little bit better. You do got to respect some of those guys. You got to respect Greedy. You got to respect Myles Garrett. And then when it comes down to playing the Saints, offensive firepower is ridiculous. And their defense is solid, So, I mean, that's basically it. The guys that we play out of division, it's just going to be the Bucks. That's a joke. It's a dub. Just going to be the Bengals. Joke. It's a dub. The Steelers, that's a challenge. Browns, possible challenge. Their O-line is shit, though. I did see their O-line in that preseason game. It didn't look good. And if that's their starting O-line, then our D-line, if we got everybody healthy, that's going to be nasty. We could wreak havoc on them. So that could be a possible win. But basically, like I said, with the Rams, I feel like we'll split. We may beat them at home, and they, they get us in their house, or even vice versa. I think we'll split with them. As far as the Redskins, I'm going to go ahead and say that's an easy dub. You know what I'm saying? They're in a bit of a transition period. They're kind of in flux. And by the time we get to that game, hell, Dwayne Haskins could be their starter. You never know. As far as it goes with, the Panthers, the only two people I think I'm really going to be worried about are the running back and Greg Olsen. You got to worry about those two dudes. That's about it. Running back's name is Christian McCaffrey. And those are about the only two dudes that I really think I'm worried about as far as the offense is concerned. Of course, you got Cam out there, but Cam's going to be a little more reluctant to run. They're going to try to fine-tune him into a passer because he's just been getting himself beat up all these years. He's built like a linebacker, but when you're a quarterback, you can't go out there and play like a linebacker. It doesn't work like that. The Cardinals, they're in rebuild mode. We should whoop their ass both games. And if we don't whoop their ass both games, there's a fucking problem. As far as the Packers, like I said, you can never count on Aaron Rodgers. You just can't. You can't count the guy out. He just finds a way sometimes to win fucking games, and it gets annoying. It's bothersome, But as far as the Ravens, that's still a toss-up too. I mean, just because you don't know what they're going to really be doing. They may have it to a point where they try to turn Lamar Jackson into a pocket passer. But the threat of him running is still very imminent. And you got to be mindful with him, man, because if he gets out there, that dude is sneaky fast, man. And nobody knows how fast he runs because this motherfucker didn't run 40. But, I'm pretty sure he's pretty quick. As far as the Saints, like I said, Saints is just, they got offensive firepower like no other, man. And Drew Brees ain't going to stop. You got Alvin Kamara to worry about. You got Michael Thomas to worry about. And then you got a bunch of no-name receivers that you still got to worry about because Drew Brees put the ball wherever the fuck he wants to. That dude, Drew Brees is like a better Peyton Manning when it comes to making something out of nothing with nothing receivers. It's just how it works. So that's the situation. And then, like I said, versus the Falcons, I'm not going to count them. That's a win. You got to worry about Julio Jones. You got to worry about Mohamed Sanu, but I'm going to call that a dub. I don't think we're going to lose that one. Like I said, the Rams will split with them. Seahawks will split with them. I say we lose to the Seahawks in their home, but we beat them at home. And that's it, man. So to me, honestly, 10-6, 11-5 is basically what we got to look forward to this season. And we got to sneak into the playoffs with the wild card. If by some freaking nature chance we just get on such a hot roll and we are not able, people are not able to stop us, and we get that crazy, then hey, so be it. I'm gonna stay very, very level-headed, 10-6, 11-5 at best, only because it's a hard type of situation. Now I know that my predictions may not say that much, but we went 3-1 in the preseason. We finally lost the game to the Chargers, and we only lost that by 3. So let's see. Bengals is a win. Bucks are a win. I'm gonna give the Steelers a win, and then as far as going against the Browns, that'll be the first L. We're going to the Rams. That'll be the second L. We'll win against the Skins. We'll beat the Panthers. So that has us at 5-2. We'll beat the Cardinals. That's 6-2. We will lose to the Seahawks. That's 6-3. Beat the Cardinals 7-3. Possibly lose to the Packers, so that'd be 7-4. Beat the Ravens 8-4. Lose to the Saints 8-5. Beat the Falcons 9-5. Beat the Rams 10-6. Lose to the Seahawks. There we go. So basically it's 10-6, or 11-5. That's my predictions. That's what's up. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Keep me updated on how y'all feel, because this is my channel, but I still like to, I love to politic with my fellow Niner gang. So y'all say Niner faithful, and we're going to be good, man. We're going to be solid this year. I'm looking for at least a wild card playoff berth. We can do what we got to do, baby. Peace.